Hello.
Well, hey, Shane Maddox.
Well, hi. How are you?
Good, man. Let me, there we go. Turn my audio monitor on so I can hear my voice so I know I'm not yelling.
It's fair. Haven't used.
Yeah,
I was gonna jump into the two pane setup here, but I'm showing myself twice. Just waiting for Mike to get in here. So this looks.
sure.
Eh, that's. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch something around. Hey, there's Mike. Um, what the heck's going on here? There we
Hey,
go. I gotta switch. Why am I on there? Okay. Yeah, so I just have to do a little bit of finagling here. Um,
Cool.
I didn't realize until September was on last time, and I didn't realize until the end that she was actually no. This is what it's supposed to be. Okay, great. Um, last time she didn't. I didn't find out till the end that Mike her Mike's tag was underneath her name the whole time. So it's like
nice.
Oops.
yeah until the end. So now yeah, I probably should change this so it actually puts your name in there somewhere, but I haven't had a chance to get around to
Oh, yeah, it's not a big deal.
it. I did
Don't worry about it for mine. Yeah.
yeah, right on. I did tried updating the title to include Colorville in there at least. That's what KT Data did
Oh, cool.
last time. Or yeah, I don't know if that works or not. Anyway, yeah, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
Going well, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Right on.
Boy, I thought I had everything figured out with Agatha, and I started watching some of the Screen Crush stuff just to kind of prepare and say, oh yeah, okay, make sure that I remember this and remember this. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't pick up on that. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's great
Yeah.
symbolism. Oh, neat. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But
I'm glad you did,
it
and
is
I'm
what
sure
it is.
Mike. I know Mike always does, so that's good. I
Yeah,
that'll be very helpful. Um,
Good.
yeah, just one
Good.
second. I'm gonna grab
maybe.
Well,
water.
we'll see whether or not I retain any of it, but hopefully, Mike, you do better than I do.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've watched
Yeah,
it. So,
same.
I think Mike wanted to ask you about some. Well, I don't know if he still does or not. Some 3D printing questions, possibly.
Oh, ask away.
um,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out which one I'm at, down to the getting a filament one because
Hmm.
in an apartment I'm not going to do the whole resin thing. That'd be bad. A
Yeah, with all
little
the
toxic.
cleaning and right, the fumes that it puts off and stuff. Sure,
Yep.
sure.
But I'm thinking either that there's an Endor or I think it's Endor and or a
Oh, Ender.
bamboo
Hmm.
Ender. Yep, that's what it is.
Ender.
Ender or a bamboo printer.
If you can afford a bamboo printer, so I guess it depends on what kinds of things you're hoping to make.
I'm kind of just trying to get into it as a look, just an extra hobby and start making
Okay.
like just random thing. Just
Yeah.
see what's out there. I want to make a like a Deadpool mask. That's one thing.
Okay. Then size is definitely going to be an issue because
Yep.
yeah, you're
Yeah, I
not
know you have
gonna
to make it in like sections or something, and you have to add like
or you get a
magnets
big
or
enough.
whatnot.
Yeah, or you get a big enough. Ooh, that's gonna pull something. Or you get a big
Oh.
enough 3D printer that you can do it all in one shot.
Or you do that. That's pretty cool. Damn.
Yeah, this one does have magnets so that I can pull the back off and put it on my head and then
Oh, nice. Okay.
put it back on. But yep, and then you lose the little pieces of it.
Oh,
Huh. I
geez.
don't even know what just came off it.
Oh no.
Oh, it's the eye holes. That's right.
Oh, gotcha. That's supposed to come off, or
It is. It's totally supposed to come off. Yeah, they're supposed to be removable lenses so that you can. Dang it! My front of my chair is stuck in the carpet. So that you can put different lenses and things like that in.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. So yeah, it's either because the one is open, more open, and the other one's the bamboo one is like
an
enclosed.
enclosed thing, and there
Yeah.
are still fumes you get with filament printing, but they're
Right.
not nearly as bad as the ones that can come up with resin. Really, honestly, resin printers and more specifically the resin itself has gotten to the point where you don't really have to worry about fumes as much.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's going to be trace in both cases, but if you're wanting to print something as large as a Deadpool mask or things along those lines, then yeah, you'll definitely want a filament printer as opposed to resin. If you're doing a lot of miniatures or you needed some really, really high detail for small pieces, then I'd say go resin. But
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, because I
latency.
read the resin is more like just smooth, and then the filament's got like a little rough edge to it. So
It can. In both cases, you'll have different kinds of post processing that you'll need to do, but you can make both of them look like glass smooth. It is a lot easier with the resin than it is with the filament, but you just get some sanding, some sandable primer, give it a spray, sand it, spray, sand it, and
okay.
before too long you'll have a really cool, nice, smooth piece.
I don't know why
Okay.
Discord latency all of a sudden went kaput. Let me.
Oh, did it really?
Is this usually what Scott
Oh,
changes the server on, or is it something else entirely?
Yeah, he changes it to like the different regions, like west or central or
Oh,
east or
might be
things
going,
like that.
might be going back down. Let's see. Hopefully.
Yeah, because you're getting a little,
Yeah. Let me just maybe just
blurby.
restart it quick.
Yeah, you look a little choppy to me.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that'll
Cool.
be great. Cool. Well, yeah, if you can afford one that's got the what do they call it, an AMS, where you can have multiple filament rolls, those are
That's
yeah, it's definitely
exactly
the
the
way to
one
go.
I'm looking at, because it
Good.
holds like, what is it, like
Four, is it?
bunch? Yeah, the 4 on the top.
Yeah.
And it has like it says up to 16 different colors it can
Yeah,
come out
because
to.
it
I'm like,
can
wow, okay.
disublimate between the two or between the
Yeah, so you
four
could
and
switch them out. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay.
yeah. In
Like,
theory, if you put cyan, magenta, yellow, and black filament in there, suppose in theory you'd be able to do any color you want, but
okay.
I don't know really how well that works, but
I watched videos, like TikTok videos, of the guys making like a bunch of little Pokemon figures, and they're all like
Mhm.
on the plate,
Mhm.
and they're all colored already, all
Every
ready to
different
go.
color all over the place.
Every
That's
different, yeah, like the one was a Cubone, so he made like the main
yeah.
figure, and then made all the little Cubone skulls. Like,
Uh-huh.
and it was no painting involved. It was all, you just gotta sand it and clean it up, and that was it.
That's great.
I was like, that's awesome.
Very cool. Very
I
cool.
do. I learned about all the different filaments lately. I'm like, oh, there's one for being stronger. There's one for outdoors. Like,
Yeah, ABS. Then you want if it's going to be outdoors. Outdoors is tough. You got to find something that's not going to warp or I mean, warping is the big thing. I made a little temporary tabletop for my next door neighbor, and it was supposed to be an ABS and hollow inside, so it wouldn't warp as badly. But no, that thing lasted 2 days in the sun and
oh
started to
no.
go like a taco, basically. Yeah,
Oh man.
really bad. But
I saw someone make Crocs out of some type of like very mendable filament.
the
Like,
yep, that stuff TPF I think it is really cool when it works, but it is a pain to work with because you're basically trying to push out a filament. It's like a pushing rope. It's like
mm,
it pulls it in, and at least with plastic harder filament, you can kind of push it from gear to gear.
mm,
Um, and it'll keep its integrity. But if there's any place where it can get slack and bunch up, it totally will. So you got to
okay.
make sure that the tubes are all completely uh, snug to the filament, so that it doesn't really have any place to go and bunch up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
learn
gonna
a
have fun
lot.
with it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
definitely hit me up if you have any questions that I can answer for you too.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate that, Brian.
Thanks,
So
man.
I don't know what's. I'm not seeing this setting. The server it should be in the server.
Yeah, I don't know where Scott changes that. It's
Unless it needs to be like, do you need to pay for it or something? Server. I don't know why this is all of a sudden a problem. Never have this problem. Should be in the server overview.
I swear there's always something new every week or
Right,
every
of
time we get
course.
on.
I mean,
course.
it's so dumb because I actually have fiber, and I don't know why. I don't think the setting is there in audio rooms. I think it's only in direct messages. Wait, what? Why would that be? Thanks, KT. By the way, hey, how are you?
Yeah, because when Scott calls me, it's with a direct call as opposed to a room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the heck is Discord doing? I just checked my connection. It's fine. Everything's way up there. What
Yeah.
is going on? Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh.
Like jump back and forth and just getting my hopes up here. I mean, if push comes to shove, we could try the direct call. What is going on? I mean, it could be. Shouldn't be the regional thing. Like, there's no problem with KT data. Like, he's further.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's way above my pay grade right now. So
Yeah, sadly, it's
Well, I mean,
this is a
one.
Scott thing.
Yeah, oh, wait, there's a way to. Let's try. Okay, it's going back down.
and it's going back down.
Stay down. Stay down. Huh?
Maybe.
Let me just try. So strange.
Yeah. I mean, if it is just the three of us, you could call us.
Yeah, I might
and see if
try.
that
Let
makes
me
a
just
difference.
try one more thing real quick.
Or open a direct.
Oh, he's back already. Wow.
Yeah. I suppose I should try that. So hopefully I can get that figured out. Yeah. Let me try a separate call.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
You should be friends with me, I would assume.
Yeah, I believe.
Discord friends. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. We'll give that a
Okay.
shot. All right.
All right.
Bear with us.
I don't know what's happening.
I'll try doing a call through Discord instead.
You guys are. Am I supposed to call to Discord as well?
No, well, you'll just have to answer it. If I can figure out how to do it. I gotta disconnect here first. You probably have to disconnect from here as well. All right, here we go. How do I do this? Call. Is it what kind of call did I do? It's a video. Did I do the wrong kind of call? Probably. Could a DM group and then call? Okay, all right. Thank you, KT. This is new to me. Might not actually be friends with them on there. All right. There we go. And there we go.
There we go. And camera's on. All
Oh,
right,
hey, we're back.
okay.
Yay. All right, let's see
And
if
so
I
there
can.
now you should be able to change region.
Right. I have to make some adjustments to these cameras, but so far, actually, where does it show like the quality anyway? Maybe I don't have that quality. Oh, region is right up there, automatic. It seems. Does it seem okay?
It still is.
Oh, is it a little choppy? Okay, let's try changing it to. I don't know what it's on right now. Should I go with? Try central. I would assume it would do central, but let me try it. Let me know if this seems any better.
It seems a little better. Let's see if once we start talking.
Okay.
Um,
Talking. Test. 1, 2. No?
Still a little choppy for me. Mike,
Try
how about
west, maybe?
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of choppy still.
Let's try the west region. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Test.
Better for me.
That one's better for you.
It's better for me so far. Yeah.
Okay. Odd.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. All right. Let me get these. Yeah, lovely technical difficulties.
Comes with the territory.
Yeah. All right. One thing at a time here. Let's just quickly get this fixed. Do. Sorry about all this.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
This would not have probably been great if we had done this on Halloween.
Yeah, I've been good.
Yeah. How because you guys usually pass out candy, right? Or I forget if you ended up doing that or not.
You talking to us or Mike? Or me
Oh,
or Mike?
yeah, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah.
Brian and Tina.
Yeah, we totally do. We do the candy thing. We've
Yeah.
we've got a neighborhood that is not just filled with a bunch of kids, but also a neighborhood that people bring their kids to to go around.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, and Crazy Neighbor probably would have made a cameo because we were drinking out by his fire pit.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right, that looks pretty good. Good. I guess I'll just have to do it this way from now on. Just good to know. Thanks for Crazy Neighbor cameo. It was on Halloween, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Make sure this looks okay. All right. I think we're good now.
Cool.
Wow, that's been a long session already. Okay. Yeah, let's start the show, I suppose, if we're all good.
I see no reason not to.
All right, excellent. Here we go. Got to cut it down like Scott every time. That's the way to do it. But not the double countdown like you did in with your pictures you do. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome back to Disnerds Plus, where we talk about your favorite nerdy shows on Disney Plus. This here is episode number 63 for Thursday, November 14th. That's correct. 2024. Today we're talking about Agatha All Along. I'm Shane.
Oh, hey, Shane. It's Mike.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Great.
Excellent.
Super
And
awesome.
without further ado, we have once again joining us our very special guest, Mr. Brian Ibbott,
Hello.
aka Culverville.
Oh, that's just one of the many aliases that I can tell you about. There's a bunch that I can't tell you about that I have to remain anonymous or have to remain secret about. Yes.
Nice.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a
Welcome.
while since the last time we talked.
It has. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I was going to say congratulations to you on your, what was it, 2000 or how many episodes? Or is it 20 years? What is it now? It's
Oh,
the
20 years. Yeah,
20.
that was the milestone was 20 years at the end of September doing Coverville. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is impressive to say the least.
OG.
Oh, yeah.
Second oldest still running podcast.
Yes, that's, I mean, yeah, this is
I
weird.
wish it was the oldest. I wish I could have that claim to fame. I just have to wait for the other guy to retire or die or something. But
That's right. We are in the presence of greatness here. Yeah, so how's everyone been doing here? How was y'all's Halloween and all that fun stuff?
Halloween. It was all right.
It's okay. Yeah, right on. Yeah, it's been a little while. Because originally we kind of talked about having this episode for Halloween time. You know, it's just going to be a little. That was going to be a lot tight. Mostly
tight. Yeah.
I couldn't even catch up in time was the main reason. But
It was a lot of stuff to watch before Halloween.
And
so.
you, let's be honest, you went on Halloween. Come on.
well, yeah, that is also the case. Yes. Yeah, but it was you know, it's a good. This was well worth the wait, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So one thing. Actually, all right. So first, let's get into it. Agatha All Along, one of the latest, if the latest Marvel series on Disney Plus, I suppose you could say. Let's go ahead and read you the basic IMDb summary here. A spellbound Agatha Harkness regains freedom thanks to a teen's help. Intrigued by his plea, she embarks on the witch's road trials to reclaim her powers and discover the teen's motivations. Pretty basic summary there. Even gives you a little more information than what you probably even get on Disney Plus because they keep their bio super short.
They do, yeah. Probably to just avoid any sort of potential spoilers. Although this is great. You know, this is this description does keep it nice and vague and doesn't reveal any of the big drops that happened in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. For sure. One thing I wanted to bring up right away, Brian, was
yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. For some reason I started thinking about this. Hocus Pocus didn't you guys talk about this movie recently?
Yeah, we watched because neither Tina nor I had ever seen Hocus Pocus, and it's regarded as one of the best modern Halloween movies. Neither of us could stand it. We probably, if we didn't feel like we'd committed to watching it, we probably would have turned it off in the first half hour because it was such unnecessarily Nickelodeon level over the top acting for us that it just turned us off immediately.
I can see that.
But I know that it does hold a special place in the hearts of the people who grew up with it, and so I don't want to rip it too badly.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I know that people
I like
people
the
do
zombie.
like it.
He's fun.
Yeah, the zombie's great.
Doug Jones as a zombie.
That's right. Yeah.
So that being said, how would you compare this series to something like that?
Oh gosh, boy, night and day. And I'm trying to figure out like what other witch level things that I would compare it to.
The Craft,
the witches.
The Craft, the Witches. What was the Nicolas Cage Season of the Witch movie? Boy, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like you can't really call it even a serious take on witches because it does play with so many of those tropes and even show a lot of those tropes in the show itself. All the, like the Wicked Witch of the West and Maleficent and all those other things.
I mean, it turns out a lot of Disney properties they get to use.
They really do
willy-nilly,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure. So I guess not being able to think of anything else that I liked more that is specifically witchcraft. I think this is my favorite witch
Yeah.
themed
Piece of
certainly my favorite,
media.
yeah, piece of media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can't think of another witch themed thing, TV or movie that I saw that I liked better than this. I mean, I guess what's the movie? Oh well, the Vivitch, the witch with Anya Taylor-Joy, and that was pretty freaky and scary. But I think I still enjoyed this more.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those that aren't aware, this is the essentially the continuation of WandaVision. Was the first, and then as Mike informed me, then Vision Quest ends up becoming the sort of the end of the trilogy of shows.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
theoretically,
the first time that's happened. That's the first time they've. Oh no, wait. Star Trek, I guess first.
yeah, but
They had a trilogy.
it's interesting way they're going about it for sure. And and the whole thing for spoilers, like I guess if you haven't seen the series or whatever,
Yeah.
the as the name implies, yeah, I'm still a little bit confused about who between Agatha and Wanda who was casting the spell in the first place. I guess it was
Sure.
Agatha
Well, it was
all along.
Agatha
It was
all along.
I
Yeah,
guess so.
Exactly. Agatha in WandaVision was behind all the machinations, but doing it in a way that made Wanda think that she was in control of everything, and uh, kind of like the cracks in the pavement were where Wanda's spells ended, or where Wanda believed her spells were ending, and unbeknownst to her, where Agatha's were taking over.
Right. Nice.
But kind of capitalizing on Wanda's sadness over the death of Vision, and
Right.
making her think she had set up this idyllic Westview.
Right. Well, let's get into it. Let's start talking about some of the characters here, as you already mentioned. Agatha, of course, the protagonist? Question mark.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean good or bad, right? Isn't that
it
part
doesn't?
Of the,
no,
right.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's very important here because she is a deep character, whether she's good or bad, and there's some redeeming qualities that she has. There's some very selfish qualities that she's got, but
Right.
but she is our protagonist for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. And
not like in WandaVision where she was the antagonist.
For sure.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. And then so Agnes O'Connor is her sort of persona that
right.
Her under the spell, that's what her name is, I
Correct,
guess. The
yeah.
next door neighbor, was she? Neighbor, right?
The next door neighbor, and also wasn't she was still Agnes when Wanda re-put the hex on her, and she was like in the mayor of Easttown kind of
yeah, exactly.
The thing at the beginning.
Rio, so I guess I should mention, I mean, obviously, no, I'm escaping. What's it? Catherine Hahn, right?
Yeah.
And Rio Vidal. You don't hear her last name too frequently in this, but
no.
she would be, I guess, the antagonist. But she is
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Crush on her one. Many.
Who didn't watching her on Parks and Recreation?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right on. Yeah, and then I did a little digging, and supposedly Rio, obviously Rio's river, but in Portuguese or Spanish. But then maybe this is a stretch. Vidal alludes to vida or life as a surname in Latin, I guess. Or I guess that's which is kind of. I mean, it kind of makes sense ultimately, and we'll get more into that later on, but. We also have Teen, who is mostly known as Teen for at least the first half of the series.
For most of the series,
yeah, for sure. Which is yeah, probably the secondary protagonist, I guess, if that's a thing.
I think so. Yeah, for sure. He, I mean, we'll talk later on about who we discover him to be,
Yes.
but even he can't tell us who he is in those first few episodes. He's got a hex on him that prevents him from being able to say his name, or us being able to hear it as the audience and as a vessel of Agatha.
Right, exactly. Yeah, just kind of in no particular order. Tried to keep it in somewhat of an order, but we'll jump into Jennifer Kale is the next one. Who's the owner of I don't know if it's Kale Care. If I assume it's just meant to
I
be
think it is.
alliterative,
Yeah.
but with a
I
K.
think yeah.
So she has a like beauty shop of some kind. She makes her own candles and potions and potions. Well, lotions, I guess, that kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah, we have
She's the potion artist.
yes, and these next few are I guess suspected witches. We'll call them for now.
Mhm.
Alice Gulliver was the daughter of a well-known musical artist who yeah, actually I should have down here what they're like their actual witch types of
Oh,
witches they
right.
are, I guess.
She's a protection
The
witch.
protection witch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
of course, that's right. And then Lilia Calderu,
Mhm.
she is a what is that now? Well, she on the surface she's a psychic or a fortune teller,
Right.
um,
Clairvoyant.
clairvoyant
Mm,
witch. Is that right?
right?
Mhm.
I think
Okay,
so, yeah.
right on. And then Sharon Davis, or who is mostly known as Mrs. Hart throughout the thing, because that was, at least in WandaVision, that's who she was referred to as,
Right.
or Kitty Foreman, if you want to.
Right.
I
From
don't
the
even have
70s show.
her
Yeah.
actual name here, but she's she's great. She's just a real hoot.
Yeah.
um, let's see here. I want to bring up the IMDb here to be make sure I have
Mhm.
some of these names ready here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that is Deborah Jo Rupp.
Right.
The other ones, Elian is Ellis. Patty Lupone is Lilia. Sashir Zamata is Jennifer Kale.
Yeah.
And Joe.
Sashir had a run on Saturday Night Live for a while as one of
Okay,
the
I thought she looked
yeah, cast
familiar.
members. Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay, and then Joe Locke is Teen. Um, so then we also have, yeah, the Salem Seven. There's seven of them, and they don't.
Mhm.
I mean, they're not necessarily an actress, but they kind of are because in IMDb they list them as these animal names. Uh, so I think that goes hand in hand with which because
Yeah, it's interesting because they really are just more of a impending doom danger kind of thing.
right,
They really don't get into the Salem 7 that as they are on the comic book, which I'm vaguely familiar with who they are on the comic books, but
right.
yeah, super vague.
They have, I think they have something to do with like Nicholas Scratch in the comic books.
Mm,
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
gotcha.
something to do with Nicholas Scratch.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, because the
that's all different.
the animals they list, which you only really, I don't know if you see it throughout. You definitely see these near the end of the series, but coyote, crow, fox, owl, rat. At least that's what shows up on IMDb. And then
Hmm.
there's definitely a snake there, and then I'm thinking of the rabbit that what Agatha is it Agatha's rabbit?
That's Agatha's rabbit. That's not Salem
Yeah,
7 rabbit.
I don't know who the seventh. Maybe one of the characters we've
I'm
already
pretty.
said, possibly.
I feel like they were like the one that was like a cicada that just came out of
Hmm.
their face.
Mm.
I think
Oh,
that's what it was.
sure, sure. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that if that was cicadas, locusts, or what
Yeah.
was going on
Yeah.
there. But yeah. So then Herb Feltman or John Collins is his under the under the dome name.
His Westview name. Yeah.
Yeah, who winds up being okay. So yeah, we'll get to it, but he ends up kind of being a forensic expert also early on.
Right.
Sarah Proctor, who has the alias of Dottie Jones, it's so super good. This is kind of like I noticed like we have a Pathfinder session every other Monday, and this is like the equivalent of that because we've got our real names, our character names, and our like aliases we use online at the same time. It's like
Right.
3 different
Right.
names we have to remember, but
This is
yeah,
basically the Westview Hex name, the real character name, and then the actor name. You get all
right,
three.
yeah,
And what
and
they are in the kind of the rehexing or continued hexing of Westview.
exactly. I had to, and I had a link up here to reference some of this stuff because I would never have been able to get all this without that. But
Sure. Sure.
yeah. So the Sarah Proctor is Dottie Jones in her. That's her fake name, and she's a librarian. And then presumably her, yeah, I guess it's her husband, it's Harold Proctor or Phil Jones, who in this new alternate reality is the chief of police. Abalash Tandon. Gentalucci perhaps is the or Gentalucci is now a jeweler or pawnbroker, and then we have Dennis the mailman, who is Dennis Weber, I guess, is the alias. And he shows up in the library at one point and kind of like whispers something to Agatha, but and then we also get a not not getting here a Jeff Kaplan, who anybody that's familiar with Blizzard and Overwatch and World of Warcraft probably would have heard that name because he was like the lead guy of Overwatch back in the day. But this is actually a father of oh yeah, I meant to have Rebecca Kaplan also up there. That would be the wife of Jeff Kaplan, and then a dog named Greg.
Sure.
We also get to know a another teen named Eddie, which we find out is the teen's boyfriend, and then yeah, so there's a whole thing out there also on this that he was originally supposed to be this Teddy Altman or not Hulking but Hulkling.
Hulkling, yeah.
Mm,
The Young Avengers has a character named Hulkling. Um,
yep.
some sort of offspring of the Hulk.
Scroll. Oh yeah, I thought it was scrolls or
Is
something.
it Skrulls? Okay. Oh, right, it
Yeah.
is Skrull.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
And and he and um, Teen in the comics are
oh, yeah.
are an item. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. So supposedly that fell through for whatever reason. I don't remember why.
Yeah,
But
I think they had just reworked the storyline and taken some of that out, but we can talk about this later. But I have a very strong feeling that Young Avengers is coming sooner
oh,
rather
really?
than later in the MCU.
Mm,
Yeah,
Nice.
they're setting everything up
I
for it
believe that.
so perfectly. Yeah,
So what's funny is if you Google Teddy Altman, though, you get a character from Grey's Anatomy. Just throwing that out there.
of course, of course you do.
who,
Yeah.
who, when I see this character, I only knew her as the love interest of Jack Bauer on 24 at one point. But
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, that's the only thing I can think of when I see her face. But anyway, we also briefly get to know a character named Nicholas Scratch, and this ends up being yeah, I guess I can say now is like the son, the son of Agatha,
Right.
actually. Lorna Wu is the mother, the famous musical mother of Alice Wu Gulliver, and Lilia has I forgot to look this up. Maestra. She has a maestra that
Like
is
a guide or a yeah,
Teacher.
a teacher, right? Someone who's teaching her the ways of being psychic and that sort of thing,
right.
and using tarot in this case.
Yes. We also get a surprise visit from Ralph Boner, who
Right.
Good old Ralph Warner.
yeah, who was also a surprise guest in WandaVision,
Right.
for Quicksilver reasons.
The little Evan Peters. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they played a little switcheroo there.
Yeah.
It's Evan Peters. He's the Quicksilver from
Right.
Fox.
Oh, it was such a
Just
great
kidding.
mislead too.
I
Yep,
know.
yep.
It was good.
And then we also so there's kind of a he tries to hide his name and calls himself Randall in a scene where we see him, and I kind of wondered if that was a nod to Randall. I can't think of his name all of a sudden. The guy that's in WandaVision. Randall, the guy that everyone says is John Krasinski. Randall, WandaVision. Randall Park. That's what I'm thinking. I wondered if
Randall Park. Oh, yeah. The agent, Shield agent who
yes.
is learning sleight of hand.
I don't know if it would be a nod to that or not, but that's where my brain went. We also have Evanora Harkness, which would be the mother of Agatha as well, who which we see. I think we see this in WandaVision, right, where she got burned at the stake from. Yeah, well,
her mom kind of betrayed her the way, kind of set her on the road that she was on.
Right, and she did. Yeah, but that was all true. That she did murder her, or I don't know if there's more that we'll discover or not about Agatha's past, or if this is it. But I think we've got the gist of it at this point.
Right.
And then various witches, customers, an EMT, an event planner, a demon, and a doctor and a rabbi, which all walk into a bar, of course. We get.
It does, yeah.
And then potentially the body of Wanda as well in this series, which is a little bit shaky whether or not the body was actually there or not, but
I don't think it was.
No.
It's symbolism.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Because Agatha, the whole time when she was Agnes, I think they were, because I remember Herb saying like, yeah, we were just kind of like, playing along with what you're doing, and then you went all crazy like reality detective or real life detective stuff, and we just played along.
Right.
So everything she's seen, they're not seeing. They're just like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. Let's play cops and robbers.
Right. All right, so let's get into some of the locations. So obviously we have Westview in this one, but we're also introduced to Eastview. I mean, yeah, I thought it was like a joke initially, but there is more than one. It turns out this definitely is a real place. All we see here is a hospital, a synagogue, and a house. Basically, are the only real things that we get there in Eastview. Westview, quite a few more locations still. We see a library, a police station. We'd also get this Cash for Gold jewelry place, which is owned by this Norm Gentilucci, or however you would say that. Forgive me for mispronouncing that fake name.
You got it. Yeah.
Of course, we get Agnes / Agatha's house. There is the coroner's office at one point. Shopping mall with Hot Topic, of course. Very specific. I didn't even catch that was Hot Topic the first rewind. Last night I'm just going through all the scenes, and I said, oh yeah, there it is.
Sure.
Madame Calderu's psychic readings, of course, would be Lilia, her psychic shop there. We have Kale Care again, which is Jennifer Kale's cosmetics establishment. So some of these other ones I wasn't clear. So the site I got this from, which is from Marvel Cinematic Universe.fandom.com.
Okay.
They do list, and maybe you guys can remind me specifics to if the Vision residence was.
I'm wondering if we just got that when they showed flashbacks of.
Okay. Yeah, that could be. We also, I think we saw the slab
previously. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw the outline of the foundation or whatnot.
Right.
That's it. That's probably it, because Vision did buy the property for him and Wanda. So
right.
It's technically would be Vision's residence. It's
Proctor residence. That's the I think one of the neighbors of. I mean, you could say the same about You could say their residence.
Collins.
You could say Herb's residence and yeah, various neighbors' houses around around the area.
Mhm.
Yeah, Collins as well, right? Outside of that, we get we get the Witches Road in general as a location. And then there's about five different. There's the road itself, and then there's a mansion, a recording
All the trials.
studio. What
Right.
was that?
Oh, all the different trials.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mansion, a recording studio, a cabin, a castle, and a morgue. And then the only other one I have here is Sicily.
Just Sicily.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
flashback
where
to sleep.
right for the
Lilia.
the
Lilia's.
Maestra, Lily and the
Yeah.
Maestra. Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
exactly. Well, all right, let's get into it. And I'm going to try to not spend too much time in detail on every episode here. So, yeah. Episode
I like
one,
that
though.
idea.
What's that?
Otherwise it'd take forever.
Yeah, there's a lot. I really tried to
We'd be
keep
here
the
for
notes
like
small.
6 hours.
Take longer than the series itself.
Right, exactly.
right.
That's that was gonna say also that yeah, in case you haven't noticed, we did change the format. The last time you were on, we were doing every episode, and now we're
Right,
kind of like
right.
trying to. So now you were kind of inspiration because I think you were kind of bummed you didn't get to talk about the end at the time of She-Hulk was
I was
where
going to
we're
say,
at.
which one was it? Was She-Hulk
It
was the one
was
that
it was
that I was the guest for?
a particular episode. So now we can kind of talk about
Oh,
all the
right,
spoilers.
right. Yes, good.
So this first episode is called "Seekest Thou the Road," and this is where, yeah, I'm just gonna run down these very brief IMDb Disney Plus overviews here. In a small town, Westview, Detective Agnes's murder case sends her down a road that changes everything. So yeah, this is again where it's Agnes O'Connor is the investigator. Is that what her title is? I guess she's
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Detective investigation.
Yeah, and she starts off bringing her coffee here to Herb, who's the like I mentioned, the forensics guy there, and we see a body, and we get a pretty neat little intro to based. I just love that. I don't know where that
Yeah, I
came up
love
with this.
that.
Based on the Dangerous series of Vanda Viz Dyson.
Yes, so clever. Like, because there's so many American series that are based on foreign series that end up doing really well here. So such a great Easter egg. I mean, it's blatant as hell because it's in the titles. You see it right there in front of you. But it's such a
Still
great
funny.
little Easter egg.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
good. And then this series is actually now Agnes of Westview. But yeah, so this goes on. It goes on to having Agnes travel to various locations for investigating this murder and everything, and how there's no footprints. There's no, they think this body kind of just appeared there in the forest or just off of the road. But
It it fell out of the sky because remember, in, what is it? Multiverse of Madness.
mhm.
Saw the big flash of red with
Mm, right.
chaos power. Of course, in this case, I think she's just seeing it because something in her witch brain is like kind of sensing, hey, this hex that you're on is locked in by a dead witch now.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, so she goes to different places like the library, that Cash for Gold place we mentioned. She takes the brooch. Okay, I was a little bit confused. It's like ends up being a locket, but this was her own, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
all along.
it has the mother, the crone, and something else.
Right. The three on the front. Right. The mother, the crone, and the child. Maybe.
Oh yeah, so I mean, it says it as mother. Literally the phrase that's in the song, which is maiden mother crone.
Oh,
Maiden
there we go.
mother
Maiden.
crone.
Yeah. Maiden,
Yeah.
mother, crone.
We also got that's also where we're introduced to Agent Vidal. Goes into the office into the police station there. It's where we first get to see her, Aubrey Plaza, and we had the teen winds up getting caught trying to sneak in. We don't know too much at this point. We just think it's someone trying to steal something from upstairs and ends up
Right.
chasing him down, and Mrs. Hart or Sharon Davis / Kitty Foreman
Yeah.
ends up hitting him with her car, accidentally, but then Agnes ends up taking him in to the police station, and
You mean police station?
yeah, exactly, and then tries and interrogates him for a while in a very over the top manner, but eventually we have we're taken in the coroner's office, which is where Wanda, where we see kind of revealed on the tag, W. Maximoff, and Rio ends up showing up there and gets her to ultimately, literally, kind of, well, not literally, but figuratively, I guess, claw her way out of her and literally claw her way out of her clothing.
Yes.
Right.
Her character Hex,
Right.
Hex character layers,
Exactly. Yeah.
something
Right.
like that. Yeah.
Which
She's
kind of,
like, it's kind of interesting, like especially the last one when she's black and white again. I'm like, whoa.
oh
that's
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and I will say that I did kind of appreciate that they started this series in a similar way as a television program. But yeah, that scene was pretty neat too. See her go through all those different clothing changes, and
And then
then
she's reborn as she's just butt naked.
yeah,
Runs out in the street. Yeah.
Yeah. But
yep,
that's supposed to symbolize her rebirth, I guess, is what
Mhm.
like I watched the making of, and that was the scene where she just like post a rebirth thing. Of course, no one expected her to like just full on like be comfortable walking around naked.
right. And she does, and she goes over to Herb, who's obviously trying to avert his eyes and acting like she's
It's like, Miss Agnes, are you okay?
she's acting all strange and everything these last few days. But something else I noticed was early on in the scene, the subtitle still said Herb. So I don't know if he was one of the few that like kept his name for being the what do you call it, the forensics guy.
I
Right.
think it's
Right.
just for just to not confuse people or
Right.
I really don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where they drew the
'Cause-
line.
Yeah.
'cause,
It's
like-
tough, right? The person who's doing the subtitles has to decide, all right, well, now that we're aware of who he is,
Yeah.
do we use,
Yeah.
which of his names do we use for the subtitles? So
Right.
maybe they do
He
slash.
probably
or
wouldn't have
something.
answered
Yeah.
by Herb. Like I don't think
Yeah.
he did either. Did he? He answered by
No.
Yeah.
no. That was Hart. That was Mrs. Hart or
she only corrected him part of the time, but
Right.
so she ends up barging back in, and so it'd be the second time in Marvel history we see a full-blown buttocks, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So then she ends up fighting. Rio shows up and ends up fighting him, and you can tell that the whole time, even when she was, because before she was, when she showed up in the station, and then she ends up having a beer with her in her living room, that obviously they have a history of some kind. But the whole time Rio's acting like, okay, I'll play along. And
Right.
yeah, after she, breaks free of this, she then ends up fighting her. You can tell she kind of wants her
they
dead.
don't like each other.
Mhm.
They don't like each other.
Yeah.
No, but you start getting the kind of the hints of, I'm going to take your power. Well, if you do that, I'm going to die. And
mhm.
little hints about their history together.
Yeah. So sorry, Mike, I'm just seeing what you sent here. Is that something for the show, or what is that? Oh, is that
from the show? You can get a T-shirt though now.
For the Boner Family Reunion. It's awesome.
Yeah.
pitch a
I'm
tent?
actually thinking. I'm like,
Love the,
that's
the
cool. I would like
tagline's
to get that.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so then eventually she convinces Rio, maybe not for the first time, that to give her time until she has her powers back before she kills her, essentially. And then we see that the teen is still kind of locked up. He's tied up, with duct tape on his mouth, of course. And she kind of says, "Oh, right, you." So then let's just keep this train moving here.
Keep on keeping on.
Episode 2 is Circle Sewn with Fate. I don't know if you say the slash or not, but slash, I'll say it. Unlock thy hidden gate.
All these are verses, of course, from the Witch's Road song.
Right.
That, we start hearing more and more in the show.
Yes. Which, by the way, I can't get out of my head lately.
I know Tina and I were saying the same thing. We were watching this. It's like, damn it, this song is catchy.
Yeah, really is.
Down the Witch's Road. Yeah.
This one is this is what it's about. With old foes in hot pursuit, Agatha and Teen gather a desperate coven to walk the witch's road. Yeah. So this is kind of where it begins. Well, first they got to start collecting their coven. Those are the rules, I guess. And the Teen ends up going with Agatha to kind of pursue them. First place they go is this Lilia Calderu's psychic readings, and I'm trying to remember who all they basically give a bunch of cards to them, and they don't necessarily agree right off the bat, but kind of meet here at this time, kind of a thing, if I'm recalling.
Right. Yep.
And they do the same with Jennifer Kale at Kale Care there.
Well, you missed a good point with Lilia, though. It was good to meet. They met her, and then they got the list of witches from Lilia because she had a premonition about it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And they had like the other names, and then one just said Blackheart, or was just Blackheart.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense that she's the one that they got the list from. Gotcha. Yeah, so Jennifer Kale was the next one they went to at her Kale Care. And she I don't remember, they were all kind of reluctant initially, right?
Yeah, you could tell they all knew who Agatha was. and were warned off of her and not terribly pleased to see her.
Right. And yeah, the third witch was Alice Wu Gulliver, who was she was working security at the Hot Topic in the mall.
Right.
Ends up tackling the Teen, and then proceeds to get fired. All because
as you do.
Agatha told him to run. And yeah. So then they talked to her a bit about her coming as well. Again, I don't think anyone was super thrilled about meeting up.
All very hesitant.
Yeah. But they do all wind up meeting at Agatha's place, and someone mentions that they need a green witch still, and they talk about, again, how Mike mentioned the black heart at the bottom was who that would have been, and that's where I guess she gets the idea for Mrs. Hart. Right. She says, "Oh, I know who it is. I'll be right back."
I think and originally I think it meant real, because real did say,
for sure,
when they're fighting, my heart is black or something like that. I remember the line, and it beats for you.
Did not catch that. Good catch.
Is she the black heart?
Yeah. But temporarily, at least, she goes and gets Sharon or Mrs. Hart, who was constantly being corrected about.
Right.
Mrs. Davis, right. Yeah, so they wind up meeting in the basement to start singing Down the Witch's Road. In the basement, or what is it? The Ballad of the Witch's Road or something is maybe the full title.
The Richard, yep.
Yeah. Which, by the way, as I rewatched it, I was like, man, that's really impactful song. I really, really enjoy it.
It's cool, and all the different iterations. I mean, obviously, we'll talk later about the one we see Agatha singing in the last episode, but it's got a very interesting history, as we find out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So the door doesn't open immediately, and they're all blaming each other, like, for being off key or whatever. Which I'm like, no, nobody was pitchy. That was a perfect production, but right. It's Disney. So eventually the Salem Seven show up outside, and Teen obviously is freaked out, as is Herb. I think Herb's like, oh, and then when they first, it's such a cool effect too when they merge apart or split
Oh, yeah,
apart
yeah.
from the one. Herb's like, oh hell no!
I think he turns to Teen. He's like, "You seeing this?"
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The effect is so cool because they do that, and then they split up and they get closer together again. That super cool like sped up effect.
Poor people of Westview, they just keep on getting witch problems all the time.
Yep. So they're going after, going in the direction of the house in general, and I think at first the Teen puts up like a bed or something to block the door, but he eventually runs downstairs and then suddenly there's a door there, so Teen's like, is this the door? Let's go, and then they all go down into this I guess hexagonal door.
Right.
I would assume that's the shape it is.
Pentagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a hexagon?
Or I'm sorry,
Hexagon?
pentagonal. Yeah, good call.
Yep. But, I mean, you want to say it's a hexagon.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
That's right.
I mean, it's
So they wind up going down this, somewhat of a spiral staircase, and turns into some kind of glowy parts and everything around that they wind up going into the Witch's Road.
It looks like glowing roots or something.
Yes, it was
happening here.
Pretty cool effect.
I think it was all practical too.
Oh yeah, I bet it is.
Because they built that whole the Witch's Road is all a whole set. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So they get down there, and we see this very ominous looking, dark but yet glowy landscape. And the first thing they kind of do when they get down there is remove the shoes, because I guess that's part of it. Is that part of the song?
Maybe it's just something like
it's
witches respect or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's some sort of rule that they quote unquote know about, but I don't think it's part of the song. But still,
it's not. I don't think it is.
Yeah,
they don't say anything about flip by a shoe off or anything like that.
Right. And we kind of learn a little bit more later about why they did it in the first place, but for now, I don't even know if I caught it the first time that I saw remove them, but so that's pretty much it for episode 2, and then onwards to number 3, through many miles / of tricks and trials. The Coven faces their first.
You could just say through many miles of tricks and trials because it's just separate.
Yeah, fair enough. They're separate lines, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. The Coven faces their first perilous trial of the Witch's Road. Which, we find out is first thing. Sharon Davis, she's kind of upset. Clearly, she kind of winds up running off and ends up getting stuck in the mud.
Signed up for.
Yeah, exactly. She winds up getting stuck in the mud, and they kind of got to free her from there. But shortly after they do that, there's this mansion is revealed, which is just like kind of glorious looking in the landscape.
Beach house.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
It's cool looking, and then the music, I can kind of picture in my head, for some reason the music is so eerie and cool too in that scene.
From the outside it is.
Yeah.
Then,
I think they were able to do better effects in this one because lots of this is all practical. Like that whole shot when you see that house that's all practical because it's like a miniature, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay.
So when
I would have guessed it was just a painting or something.
It's just a little miniature model of the different locations.
Sure. I trust Mike. You watched the making of.
Yeah. Fair enough. So this one is so each of these trials you'll see have some sort of moon involved, phase of moon involved, and a lot of them have them right on the door. In this case, it is the full moon or water moon, they called it also. And as soon as they walk in the door, they're suddenly dressed to the nines. They've got all this fancy clothing on.
It's very Dynasty, very Real Housewives.
Hamptons.
Hamptons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they wind up. I think it's the teen finds this note on the mantle that kind of gives them their instructions, which it's a little bit of a riddle that they Mrs. I think it's Mrs. Hart or Sharon. she very quickly. I'm even doing it, but I think she very quickly figures out that it's wine, and then suddenly a wine bottle and glasses appear out of nowhere. Again, simple,
Of course they do.
similar to the mansion
Yes,
itself.
it does. Yeah.
It's the Witch's Road. Just makes things come and go.
Yes. So yeah, Sharon is super stoked about this wine. she is a
She's
huge
freaking out
wino.
already, so she's like, I need something to calm my nerves, apparently.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. She's all about it. She goes right in for it, and we see very quickly, and then the others. I think for whatever reason, Agatha seems like she's the most hesitant to drink the wine, but everybody else seems kind of cool with it, and fairly quickly we start seeing Sharon's face swell up like nobody's business.
Like a bee sting, bad plastic
Yeah.
surgery, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it really looks like
It-
really bad plastic surgery.
Yeah.
It's quite the look.
It was something. So then we start seeing the others. The same kind of thing happens to them. They pretty quickly realize that they were poisoned. I mean, kind of willingly, I guess. But the label. If the label said poison, that'd be another story. But they wind up having to find an antidote, and then so Agatha, yeah, again, she's very hesitant to drink this wine, which I still don't. Maybe she knows something's up with this. I mean, I guess she does. And
Well, she's I don't know. She's like doesn't want to play the game.
Right. So
she's,
she
like,
acts
worried
like
about it.
she's drinking it, but then pours it out and just watches to see what happens to the rest of them.
right into like a plant or something.
Which, to be honest, I mean that's kind of smart because then you can be like, oh,
It
But-
is. Yeah.
again, the road is like, no, you have to do this.
Yeah. The road just refills the water or the
Yeah, the wine.
wine glass. Yeah.
And she ends up breaking the glass, but somebody else's glass gets filled up just so she can. But I think,
Oh, it doesn't matter for the wine. The wine just comes back.
but I think
Later
Sharon,
on.
yeah, she ends up drinking. Must drank 2 full glasses.
Two
or-
glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Shane, that would be something you'd like, to be honest. You'd be like, oh my God, I just drink the cup and it comes back with more wine.
That'd be
Right.
amazing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so they wind up since Jen is the resident expert on concoctions, I guess, or what do we call that? I should know this from like World of Warcraft or whatever, but what's the
Alchemist potion or something.
Yeah, exactly. The type of thing she's trying to gather ingredients for. So separate, to send a bunch of I guess kind of buddy systems, send them out to find the different ingredients, and there's trying to find petroleum, which they find 2 different forms. One of them's like a cream, and one of them's like, is that real oil? And the other one's just petroleum jelly, which they end up using both of. But then, yeah, a bunch of different other things in there they grab, and eventually, yeah, bring it back. But meanwhile, they're getting these visions of from their past, which is, I think they're all the things that they're missing, right? The kind of reason that they're here in the first place.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because we see
You know
again.
what it reminds you of, right? What movie it reminds you of, right?
Well, no.
So everyone's in there looking for something. You got to follow this road. Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
road.
Yeah.
yeah. So I was gonna say,
yeah. No, that's a very good point.
I was gonna say the whole time, like, I was getting Wizard of Oz / Alice in Wonderland kind of vibes, like with a lot of this stuff, but mostly Wizard of Oz, and obviously direct references in the show, in fact. But
Sure.
yeah, so yeah.
No flying monkeys though, which is great.
Oh, well, yeah, no, yeah, not Not that specifically, I guess.
That was the one thing that terrified me about Wizard of Oz is flying monkeys. I'm like, that's not real, right?
That's
That can't
not
happen. When I
real.
was a kid, I thought that was like, oh my god.
Hey, I always bring this up, but hey, I was scared of Chuck E. Cheese, so anybody can be scared of anything. So
The animatronic or the actual person
yeah,
that was
you
in the
would think,
costume?
right? I think it was the person in the costume, so that's weird, right? I mean, you'd think the animatronic is the most terrifying.
I would have thought the animatronic because those things were creepy looking.
They were.
They
They
totally
moved.
were. Yeah, they moved too jerky. It was too weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But so yeah, this is where we see like the Lilia's Maestra and Lorna Wu, and I'm a little bit confused about the dude that's that I think she ends up convincing Jen to not be a witch or something like that.
No,
And
that was like I think that was when Jen lost her powers because
yes,
she thought that doctor bound her or something.
I was a
She didn't
doctor.
understand how a
Yeah.
doctor could bound a witch.
Right,
Yeah.
right. She blamed that guy, but maybe not him. And then what was it? Who are we missing here? Something with the teen, probably. I think that's all that's coming to mind. A bunch of different.
I don't know if the teen had. I can't remember if the teen had.
Yeah, I don't remember there being.
I don't think he had because he didn't drink the wine because they didn't.
Oh, that's right. That's the whole thing. Yeah, and it turns
And-
out they needed him to not be drinking the wine. Because of all these ingredients, she ends up using the sink, and then she realizes like cauldron, right? And all these go in the sink, but then they realize they need to heat it. They need like a cauldron, so
They find the quickest sous vide ever.
All right, just there.
Things should have taken like 45 minutes to finally bring the water to temperature.
Right?
Hey, because you have a sous vide, I take it, Brian. I think
do, yes.
talked
I
about
know
it
how
before.
long those damn things take. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's
But after you're done cooking the like whatever you're making, it's so good.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
yes,
Steak's perfect in that thing.
I made
nice,
venison steak off of one of those. That was great.
nice. So then they it turns one color, it turns like a bluish, and it's supposed to be a teal or vice versa. And then they realize the one thing they're missing is the blood of on whatever it was, and the teen fit the bill. So Agatha, without any hesitation, just takes the knife and thanks for being young or whatever she says, and puts the blood in there, and then bottoms up. That ends up working, and they drink it, and then they quickly remember Sharon, the one who's laying on the table or whatever. That I don't know why I would have been rushing to get that to her right away, but oven opens up, boom, that trial's done. They carry Sharon in there, and because she is not waking up just yet, they get through, they slide down, and they're back on the road, but unfortunately, that was the last we see of Sharon Davis / Mrs. Hart.
Yeah.
Because she took 2 glasses, they were supposed to give her 2 doses, I guess, was the deal there. But
Right.
Yeah, they kind of messed up on Mrs. Davis, not
Yeah.
Hurt.
I think because it even ends with Agatha. Is it the end of the episode? They're like,
Who's Mrs. Davis?
yeah,
Right.
who's Sharon or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that.
So episode 4, if I can't reach you, let my song teach you. The Coven faces their second trial on the Witch's Road. They all just kind of read this way. So they of course they wind up burying Sharon, and I think it's really just mainly two of them, the teen and whoever else cared enough to bury. It might have been
I think it was Al.
Yeah, I think it was Alice
Allison.
also. Yeah.
Because she's a protection witch. Makes sense.
Sure.
Protecting the body now.
They realize that they need a new Green Witch now. It's the whole deal, and so they do a whole ritual and chant to bring back their new, which I don't know if they thought they were going to resurrect. I mean, I was a little bit confused. It was resurrecting was it from Mrs. Davis's body? Is that what was going on here?
No, that was not. Well, no, because the outline they had, they were that they made that outline, so they were hoping a witch would come out of there. But Rio came out of where they is dug or buried Mrs. Davis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
We see Rio again, yeah, like but now she's all green. We didn't see her. I mean, this is like the third outfit change, but
It was pretty cool seeing her crawl out of the dirt and all contorted and stuff. You can hear
Mhm. Oh
everything
God,
kind
yeah.
of getting into place. I'm like, oh, okay.
she is so
Pretty,
good at
pretty cool
being
look.
twisted in general,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which we see multiple forms of in this series. But yes, as you mentioned, Rio is in fact who we see crawl out of there, and she is their new Green Witch, and quite literally, always dressed in green, pretty much. Well,
They're like,
not from this
they
point
ask her if
forward,
she's
but.
the Green Witch. She's just like, I'm the
Green Witch.
Green Witch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With that voice, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is interesting.
Yep. So they continue on the road, and yeah, you can tell Agatha's like the whole time. I'm like, is she just gonna try to kill her? Because she's Agatha's kind of leading the charge, and Rio's a little bit staying back a little bit, giving her space, I guess, at this point. um, they wind up coming to the next trial, which is the recording studio, and that one's got a waxing moon on the door. And then suddenly they're in all this groovy clothing from what 70s, 60s? What's the era?
Yeah.
Both.
I think 70s. Well, I think 60s, 70s, like the psychedelic era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is when this is where we see I guess Rio was. I was a little bit confused why Agatha wanted. I guess there's a specific part of what Rio says that they want. She wants the other witches to hear because they're in like this recording booth, and she ends up hitting the microphone button. Because the first thing she says is about Agatha trying to kill everyone, but then Rio also mentions how she gets her bodies also,
Right.
and that's
right.
the bigger point that I think Agatha wanted them to hear. But
For sure.
so then the teen ends up playing this record that that says "Play Me." I think was the deal there, and it's very like,
That's very Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
oh
Yep.
yeah, because it was very distorted, kind of loud but backwards sounding music, kind of like you'd get from playing a record backwards, I guess. And then Agatha ends up just
It's the devil talking to you, man.
Right.
yeah, exactly. Agatha ends up just throwing and breaking the whole thing on the ground. But that's when the metronome starts in as the next timer for this trial, and then people start burning alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least their shoulders specifically.
Right. Almost in like where the claws are grabbing you.
Oh yes. No, that makes a lot more sense now. But
Well, isn't that when they played that record backwards? Didn't it release like a curse?
yes, I think that was.
Kinda,
I mean, it
or
was yeah. So
Added to the curse. Yeah.
right. I think it was Alice, or it might have been Alice. Somebody starts feeling lighter right away for whatever reason.
Alice does because she's originally just holding the curse, and it's like
So
a
it was
generational
lifted.
curse.
Yes, that makes sense.
And all of a sudden, well, it wasn't lifted on her. It was just there was more people added, so that the curse could just kind of jump around and
right.
mess with other people.
Yeah. So then it was I think it was Jen maybe grabbed the knife from Rio and started drawing cutting a circle around him, which dispelled
Yeah, I
it.
mean, etching a circle in the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, and that seemed to temporarily halt it for whoever that was drawn around.
Circle.
At some point, one or more of them end up going flying through a wall. Include the teen was maybe the one
He
that
got thrown through the glass of the recording booth area, or the control area, maybe. Control area.
right. So they and then there's a few people that ended up getting the circle drawn around them, but ultimately they realize they need to play well because they figure out that Alice, that like you mentioned, Alice was the one that had this curse on her, and that her mother was was the protection. She was casting a protection spell by having this song, putting this song out there that now millions of people are listening to at any given time, or whatever, or not millions, but potentially a bunch of people are listening to it at any given time. So to keep the protection spell going, and they figure out they gotta recreate the song, which I thought was a little cheesy, maybe, but but I did think it was kind of appropriate that this is would be a cover song, I suppose. Brian, this is
Right.
This is
I
just
had
for
no
you.
complaints about that part. Yeah. Sure.
Which was pretty good. Yeah, though they do a pretty solid cover here, I think. And suddenly, because one of I think it's Jen was like she played something else. Oh, she did ballet or something, and then Agatha said you're on bass or whatever. Which is maybe that's more of a maybe that's more of a.
And isn't Rio sitting there on the couch just reading a newspaper while all this is going on? Does she actually get involved in the song?
I don't
She's
remember.
playing drums, I think.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. So they start off pretty good, and then we see the literal more concrete form of the curse as this demon, I guess, right? Winged demon that winds up it's like a, I don't know, is it on fire yet? Is it started on fire? Like I'm trying to remember if it's already on fire, or if it's starting on fire when they start the song. Like
I think it's already been on fire. I think it's just because it's a demon.
Yeah.
Fiery. Maybe. I don't know.
Right. So they play it, and then during this, the teen is, I guess, just playing guitar, right? And we see he looks down at one point. And we see he's injured. He's got a piece of, I guess it's glass. Yeah, yeah. I thought it was wood or something, but it's just because it's covered in blood, I suppose. But so he's got that wedge, and he's still powering through though, playing, no issues.
Right.
But eventually the demon winds back on. I don't know why I keep forgetting her name. I can remember Lorna Wu, but for some reason I can't. The daughter's name. Remind me, it is Alice.
Lilia.
Alice. I'll have to remember Alice in Wonderland now.
Right.
So Alice, the demon winds it back up on her shoulders, but they keep playing. They play their asses off, and eventually the demon goes up in smoke, and burns away. And that was the end of that trial. But so they go out, and then at that point they realize, oh shit, the teen is not doing so hot. So Jen, being the alchemist that she is, ends up telling him to bring they need water and moonlight. Well, I guess they already had the moonlight. That's the deal, right? So really just water. They had to pour over the wound, and wow, and that worked great. That's also when we see that Agatha and Rio do kind of have a moment there where they're about to get kissy with each other, and then they
kissy.
but what stops the moment is when Rio, for whatever reason, says he's not your child, something along those lines, and that's gets her to kind of walk away, and you can tell that Rio's kind of bummed about it, right? Like, but at the same time, it she might have been kind of tempting her to, I don't know. We don't know too much at this point what's going on with Rio, right? But we'll get there. Episode 5 is Darkest Hour, Wake Thy Power. With enemies closing in, the coven flees under the light of a blood moon to the next ghastly trial. This episode starts where it's like Lilia realizes, because she is we're learning more about Lilia in general, but she's got some intuition for this kind of stuff, as a quote unquote psychic, right? So she can tell that they left the door open, that the Salem 7 is coming. So I think it's the teen that suggests they start flying on brooms, and they're all kind of like, "Oh, that's so not what we were
So
about."
tropey.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Like almost like insulting when he
Yeah,
mentioned it.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Yep. But they do the little ritual where they swap sticks. Yeah, but they'll have like picking different perfect routes that they find along the side of the road.
isn't that
And
lucky how they're always finding these things? It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, they're there.
It's
Look at
almost like it
that.
was made for them.
Right?
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so they do wind up getting on those brooms up in the air, but then they quickly realize that they're falling right back, pretty quickly back down. That the road is pulling them back down. But they were able to
Oh,
avoid.
it's like after the teen says something, like then they start getting pulled down, and of course, what's her name? Rio is like getting all into it, and she's like
So I
got the
noticed
weird witch laugh.
she
I'm like,
had
oh,
such. I
wow.
was gonna say I noticed this time too that that's when she has her maniacal witch cackle which is really really quite good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very Aubrey. Like I could, if anyone can do that, I would imagine it would be her. But
Yeah,
Right.
she didn't disappoint on that. So
Yeah.
so they very narrowly miss as you mentioned before, the witch that has the like cicadas or whatever kind of bugs that swarm out. They kind of dive through it and then just avoid it by running into the next trial, which this one you don't, they go inside so fast you don't even see don't really if there's a moon on the door or not until you're inside that you see a blood moon. What's that?
Right.
which there is. I think there's like a moon in everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but
Some
not.
sort.
But you don't see the front of the
But it's
door.
not
This
as
one is
obvious
my
on this
point.
one.
You don't see
Oh,
the blood moon until you're inside of this one, which is this one's a cabin. Yeah. So this one's like I was trying to figure out if is it like slumber party clothes. What is the?
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
I would say slumber party. It's
mhm.
like it looked like an '80s slumber party or something. There.
Right. Because they're
Yeah.
all like off the shoulder sweatshirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So this one turns out to be more of a. This one is very Ouija board focused because we see it kind of fly up at one point, like, "Oh, play me," and
Right.
and the teen ends up reading the rules, which they're very specific to
Again,
this. Yeah,
he reads
actually,
the rules, every one.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and the rules are very specific to their group or to their coven, right?
Mhm.
And the first thing that happens is they say that they ask is someone there, and it says yes, and they and then it spells out Mrs. Hart, and then Agatha does a pretty good Mrs. Hart impression, actually.
Mhm. Yeah, she does a
Yeah.
great job. Yeah. Very, very believable sounding if it was, and I think that was really Catherine Hahn doing an
Oh yeah,
impersonation of Deborah Jo Rupp.
it
Yeah,
was
it was
pretty
great.
good, yeah, for sure. Which once she's done screwing around with that, they get back to it, and then instead spells out death, and then
Mm-hmm.
they ask what it wants, and it spells out punish, and then who they want to punish, it spells out Agatha, and then it keeps spelling out Agatha over and over and over. And that's when Agatha runs off and hides for a bit until the lights go back on, and we see what I can only describe as a very exorcist girl looking version
Oh,
of
yeah.
Agatha.
Oh
They were
yeah,
definitely going for that.
yeah, for sure. That wild, weird, like twisty way of walking.
Twisty way of walking, also in the like very like veiny looking face and everything, and yeah,
Also crawling on the ceiling.
all of
All
the
she needed to
above.
do
Yeah.
was do a whole like head turn thing, like a
Yeah, yeah. The
360 turn.
Blair
I'm like, all
exorcist
right.
looking. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they wind up. That's where we see Evanora Harkness shows up as a ghost, and that's I guess who is possessing her during this. And then they kind of have it's a little bit of a sort of heart to heart, like, "Hey, mom," and then all these jokes about like not in front of my friends, and
Right.
He like
Right.
tells her, her mom's kind of like telling him to, avoid her.
Little Agatha.
Yeah, and yeah, the Punisher is ultimately what they
Yeah,
want to do,
Punisher.
and yeah, so they're all ready to just leave her there, right? Because, I should say before all of this, the whole reason they were going after Agatha because they thought they had to punish her, and that was the trial, right? And now her mom's like kind of convincing, don't take her with you, like leave her here, right?
Right. If you
And
really want to punish her. Yeah.
yeah, and then Evnora ends up again possessing Agatha, and we see Alice. So I put in here cast Knight of Wands. That's not exactly what it is. It's whatever her spell is, but this is when I noticed Lilia specifically says Knight of Wands, which if we look at the tarot card, it's like kind of that
Oh
that
yeah.
that position.
Yep.
Right.
But that's when Agatha starts kind of consuming her power and drains it from Alice, and then so the teen goes back to the Ouija board and asks, whatever he asked about stopping it, I guess, and that's when we get the Nicholas Scratch is what it spells out. So
On the Ouija board. Yeah.
yeah, so he shouts that, and that's what gets Agatha to stop. But it is too late, unfortunately, for Alice. And we see a very, what I can only describe as pruny-looking face.
Desiccated. Yeah.
Yeah, dried up.
Sucked of life.
Gross is what it is.
Right.
Actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of ironic because did y'all ever make those like apple core witches when you were younger?
Oh yeah. Never did, but I knew people who did, where you like carve a face into an apple and then let it dry out and shrivel up.
Yeah, now I'm wondering if
Yeah.
that was inspiration here. I mean, it is a
That's
witch. Like,
interesting. Yeah. Wow. Hadn't thought about one of those in 30 years.
yeah,
40
exactly.
years.
I don't know why they've been on top of mine lately for some reason.
Awesome.
But so they're all obviously pretty pissed at Agatha for killing their friend. They're part of their coven and everything. So they go. So once they kind of move on from that. That's where we get ultimately the teen. Teen's still pissed. He's
right.
And Agatha is Agatha's still being Agatha, but because she's like being not very nice to him, but the teen ends up we see him kind of literally possess Jen and Lilia to pick Agatha up and throw her in the mud. And then for some reason he also knocks those two in the other side of the road into the mud.
Right.
You missed one thing. Like Agatha also says.
You missed it. What is it? Go on.
You're so much like your mother, basically figuring out who he is.
Right. Right.
Yes, that was a line that happened there. Yeah.
We get that. That's when we get that.
It's like a big
surprise.
reveal. Like,
Right.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which so many people apparently had figured out. I hadn't picked up on who he was yet, but that
I was
obviously
kind of thinking it was going to be,
because they really do, even with Rio and the red herring, they really do still want you to kind of have a little bit of a doubt that it might still be Nicholas Scratch. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, otherwise, same reason they had the line earlier about he's not your son or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a little bit confused why he also pushes them into into the mud also, but
I think he was just like just pissed.
He was pissed, and he like first time
Mhm.
using his powers, and doesn't know what to do with them.
Yeah. Right.
But then we do also see he, as the camera pans back to him, he Oh yeah. Hey, 9 to 12. How's it going? Pans back to him, and suddenly he's wearing this blue crown, which then proceed to play the Billie Eilish song about what is it? How you like my crown or something like that.
Right.
Me and a crown.
Yeah.
Which you just recognize immediately as Billie Eilish, like
Yeah.
that distinct voice.
Right.
Which is cool. It's
Never even thought about the fact that it was Billie either, like that Billie Eilish and
oh yeah.
yeah. I don't know if that
funny.
was intentional, but it's a very
Huh.
if it is, it's very clever.
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
I didn't think of that one. That's cool.
All right, episode 6, Familiar by Thy Side. Familiar teen is much more than he seems, and his connections to the rest of the coven are revealed. So this is where we get I was gonna say. So this is kind of the flashback episode.
Yeah.
One of two. I was gonna say like we actually get kind of 2 flashback episodes, but well, we'll get to the other one, but.
We do get, and we get lots of other flashbacks of the individual witches too.
Right.
Or some of them anyway. Do we get one for Jen? I can't remember if we do or not, but we definitely get.
Yeah, we don't get a lot
Alice
for some
and
reason.
Lilia.
Yeah,
Jen doesn't give. You don't see a lot.
Right.
Mhm.
So this is at the teens' bar mitzvah, which is he is introduced as William at the beginning of this, but. So he has that at the synagogue, and then followed by a party, which as in a nondescript, I don't know if it's a gym or whatever it is. And at said party, he's dancing, he's having fun, and then he does the goes to the palm readings with Lilia. It turns out.
Yep.
Which is interesting that neither of them seem to notice. I mean, I guess there's enough time in between that. This one instance of meeting this person, he wouldn't recognize her years later.
Right,
but
right.
She goes on to read his palm, and at first it sounds like standard procedure kind of palm reading, but then suddenly she talks about how his lifeline's broken in 2, and then she gets very concerned, I guess, and ends up she said, it could mean a few things, a couple of things, but you can tell she's actually genuinely concerned. So I should say the first thing is like, I don't know if this is typical procedure for a palm reader, but it was, you want to know about your past or your future, basically, right? Like,
right.
And he wants to know the future. That's so. After he leaves her tent there, I don't know if it was. Like, if she meant for him to leave his coat or not, but he does, and she draws. Well, you see her just draw this certain symbol on I guess it's a piece of wood.
A rune, basically on.
Yeah,
it's a rune or a sigil. Yeah.
Yeah, and then tosses that in his pocket, and then finds the next first adult she finds and says some kid left this in my tent, and then.
Well, you notice that she as she slips that the sigil in his pocket, then she she doesn't remember who he is.
Okay, that's interesting. See,
the symbol even matches the
Yep.
thing that happens on his face when he tries to say his name. It's the same.
Yeah, because
it's the same symbol. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
In like episode 3 or 4, because like all the witches finally see that they got a sigil on them. They can't understand why.
Yeah, I should have. I definitely didn't notice that was the symbol that was on his mouth, but I guess I forgot to mention that every time we tried to speak his name, that we did get that weird, kind of cool effect actually of like the scribble over his mouth whenever he said it.
Yeah, really super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, which we knew. Yeah, as the witches described it, was a they described it as a sigil or as a right. He's got a sigil on it.
Like a hidden spell or something to hide the person.
Yeah, so it's that, and it's potentially this piece of wood, like both. Like that's what's maybe causing it, right?
Yeah.
So, so that's a good point though, Mike. About I didn't catch that she might literally have forgotten at that point. I thought she was just intentionally because when she's in the tent, she seemed to know this was his bar mitzvah, I think. But then
Yep.
when she got out, yeah, because I was just thinking, I thought maybe she was like not trying to make, speak directly to him again. But that's probably the case. That she didn't actually. She literally forgot who it was at this point, and we'll find out more about that shortly. But yeah, so right after that, we get Jeff Kaplan over the PA saying that the anomaly is there's been a change and they gotta evacuate. So they run out, and along the road we see the parents are they're all kind of noticing that the anomaly is shrinking, I guess. And so that was just enough of a distraction for the mom to miss that there was an oncoming vehicle, and then they crash and roll out down into the forest, or I don't know if it was the forest, but kind of
into a tree.
yeah. And so that is where we see the parents are okay. They see a vehicle go by. William is not okay at all, and so they see these police officers fly by, and they're like, they'll go flag them down. Well, I was thinking to myself, well, I guess obviously it's an emergency, but I'm kind of like, well, they're going to a different emergency. I don't know what's the higher priority here, but they go flag them down anyway. And we see shortly thereafter, William is quickly brought back to life, presumably, and starts screaming, "Tommy!" And then when the police get there, one of the first ones we see actually happens to be Alice, because we did know before she was a security guard that she, I don't remember if she got kicked off the force or whatever it was, but
yeah, I think she got kicked off.
Yeah.
Because I bet it's because of her curse.
Could be. Yeah. So, I put the wrong thing here. I put deja vu. I meant amnesia. That's a very different thing. So that's what they kind of chalk up William's memories kind of not being all there or there at all, really. Initially, the doctors kind of think that's normal for this, right? And he ends up going back, and they can tell very quickly that he can read their minds, and he's like kind of freaking out about how worried they are about everything, and he's kind of like, don't worry about me or whatever. He just doesn't want to hear all the chatter in his head, and he winds up going up to his room, and that's where he kind of tries to convince himself, almost looks in the mirror and says, I am William Kaplan, and he repeats that over and over just to kind of convince himself of that.
Right. To try and enforce it. Right.
Yeah. So then I think that's when we go to 3 years later, and he's in the vehicle with his boyfriend Eddie, and they have kind of an intimate, like, he can read his mind, telling him he wants to say "I love you," and like vice versa, a little back and forth there, and that's where William kind of not. At this point, we're still calling him William, I guess.
Right.
Yep.
We have a little bit of him revealing his secret to Eddie, and again, this is who was supposed to be originally Hulkling, but is apparently no longer going to. Well, never know.
Right.
But,
right. We'll get something later on, probably.
Yeah.
May not be Eddie for that.
Yeah. So he reveals to him about how he's maybe not William, and how he can read minds and all this, and takes him back to his room, and we see his dossier that he's compiled, and he says, Eddie's like, of course he did. And this is where we see Jen as a video on the laptop, like he was looking up, and he was talking about how perfect her skin is or whatever. And and then William continues to show these the anomaly, and how there's a rune kind of inscribed in it almost, and that's when shortly after they talk about how a guy on Reddit has this information. They go see Ralph Boner in a parking lot, and that's where he gives them the information about because William can hear him saying, don't ask about Agatha Harkness over and over.
Right.
He's like,
Right.
who's Agatha Harkness? Damn it.
Yeah.
And that's when he goes on to talk about Billy and Tommy and the whole history there. So, after all that, William, he's kind of like jotting down notes about the whole Vision family and everything. And then he proceeds to look up, because he's got like where everyone was, like dismantled, Vision's maybe dismantled, and Billy and Tommy are maybe missing. Wanda presumed dead, and then he starts, looking up Agatha and everything and all the history on her, and that is what is it? Oh yeah, that's where it takes us to where we saw him, where he was introduced.
Present.
Yeah, going to Agatha's house and everything, and we get to see more of what actually occurred while she was under this spell, which was really was pretty funny. Just seeing her like crouched over, like, all right, one question: where were you between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m. and all that?
Right.
Yeah. So we see that all play out, and after all that, we are transported back to present time, where Agatha is getting out of the mud, and Billy. Yeah, now we know it's Billy at this point. We can, from here on out, we will call. We will not say Teen or William. I guess we'll just say Billy from here on out.
Yeah, it's Billy.
Billy all along.
Yeah. He ends up literally breaking the sigil in his hand, and Agatha is kind of like, he asks how long she's known, and apparently she's had a hunch for the whole time, and then they realize he says the names, and she can now fully hear the names and everything. So it really was it literally the piece of wood, the sigil, was what was causing all that?
He broke the whole time? It was broken.
And he was just holding on to that the whole time.
Not realizing what it was doing.
Right.
I feel like he did know what it was.
You think so?
And he kind of played around with it, because he was playing off too a little bit here. He was being.
That's true, because that would have revealed who he was. So that makes sense.
And if he didn't know like what it was, why did he break it?
Right.
Too.
Right.
Yep.
So because he had referred to it as a puzzle up until that point, to Eddie, but it's like, if all he had to do was break it the whole time, it's kind of interesting. But so episode 7 is Death's Hand in Mine. They're going off to the next trial at this point. Those remaining suffer the hand they are dealt in the next trial. And this one, I don't know if they say, I think it's a waning moon. But this one's the castle, because it's like the opposite. It did look like it was the opposite of the waxing moon trial. So, this one, they get in the castle. We have some of these I'm not entirely sure on. I'm pretty sure Wicked Witch and Maleficent is that at least Agatha. Agatha and then the other Billy. Ones. Yeah. Okay. So what are the? So once we'll get there in a they'll show up eventually, but they start playing this tarot in the center of this room, and so Billy initially slowly starts playing, and we see one of the swords fall, and then I think it's Agatha that quickly decides to just start throwing cards down and swords start flying.
Right, the swords are just dropping left and right when she's doing that.
Exactly.
She's just like, oh, it's a numbers game. I can.
Like, there are so many combinations that is not going to work out. So then we end up seeing Jen and Lilia did survive, and that they're just in the like underground tunnels, and we start to begin to understand all these random sort of phrases that Lily has been having throughout the series that she just kind of seems to, and I didn't necessarily pick up immediately. I thought she was just kind of quirky or whatever, but Yeah, so we start kind of getting a better understanding of that because shortly thereafter we get kind of a Memento or Pulp Fiction kind of out of order. Like this episode is a little bit all over the place, right? For that reason, which
Jumps.
Right.
Yeah.
just really just kind of show what Lily has been experiencing the whole
The
time.
different perspectives. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so eventually it was shortly like we see very out of sequence, but eventually they wind up going through this bookshelf into the castle that is where Lilia, obviously being the type of witch that she is, should clearly be the one to actually do the tarot here.
Perfect for the job.
Yes.
Of course, I like that they showed up as Billy said, like, I wish Lilia was here or something like that. And all of a sudden she's there.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
Little hints.
So part of that whole like all over the place sequence is like again it's going through the tunnels, but it's going back and forth from her to this is where we see Cicely where she's talking to her maestra, and but as initially as a much younger version, just kind of starting a lesson with her, right? And we see a bunch of this, but her and her current age kind of replacing to kind of show that she's bounced back, and her maestra is realizing like, oh, you like realizing you've come from a different timeline or whatever during all this, which is crazy. So we see her bounce from there to the tunnel, back to the castle, and all kind of all over the place, different parts of the road throughout all of this. Yeah, and eventually it winds up here, and we see all this stuff with Jen where she's like, you just told me that or whatever, or she says different things, and then when they get in the castle, she's initially still pissed at Billy, and then like Lily is like, or Jen is like, trust me, you are not mad at him right now. And all this different stuff was like she's got all this information in a different sequence, which is pretty fun, but so she ends up performing the tarot, and I'm trying to remember. Initially, was it they figure out it was Billy that was the one that needed the tarot read to? I think that's the first person they try to do this for, and
right,
yeah. I'm trying to. Does it end up being Billy though? It was like two different people.
Well, yeah, and then some. I think it had something to do with also Lilia.
Right, Lily was running it for herself or doing the
she had to
reading
do
for
something.
herself.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so they, she goes through the whole thing. It starts in the center and then it goes kind of around in a circle and then winds up back at the center as the destination, right?
Right.
So, right before and I think one of those again was a lot of those cards related to some of the previous sequences that occurred throughout the show, and I think that's where I noticed the one that Alice casts, the Knight of Wands,
Knight of Wands,
right, resembled at least, and then so right before she's cast this destination card is where I think she winds up falling back. It's when she's initially falling through the tunnel, and that's when we see Rio. And that's where she is then introduced as Death. And so that's fun.
I like the look though. I like the look.
The skull face every once in a while with the light hits just right.
Yeah, it is cool.
I saw they put that prosthetic over and then they painted here to make it look like her
skeletal
esophagus.
So that's all practical effects as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, in the comics, Thanos totally has a crush, has a relationship with Death.
I honestly thought that's the way it was going to go because what was it in the first Avengers end credit scene was where his guys like to go after them is to court Death and like
yeah.
I was reading
and
a little
then
something
Death
about
didn't
that.
come.
Nope, no Death, no mention of Death until now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I it wasn't until recently I put together that there's the Marvel Snap card of Death, and I totally see the the resemblance
Right.
with Aubrey Plaza's character
Exactly.
here. But
Yep.
so yeah, once they figure that out, then she realizes that the destination card needs to be death. And the ceiling lifts, and they wind up exiting through the Iron Maiden. That's the exit of this particular place. So they all wind up going through, but Lilia tells Jen she's got to go ahead, and she's the path forward, I think is what she says. But she also tells Agatha when she calls you a coward, hit the deck, because it's like,
And
oh,
she
okay,
gives Billy his spell book that he lost.
that's right. And it's in the spell book, and he's confused, don't understand how she got it, but yeah. So she ends up closing that Iron Maiden on the rest of them, and then the Salem 7 show up, and that's when she uses the Tower Reverse card, plays that, and then the whole
Flips it over. Yeah.
tower literally reverses, and she knows to hang on to the table, but the rest of them get sliced straight back onto the swords, and
Cool.
it is a pretty cool effect. But then she, obviously can only hang on so long. So Lilia also meets her demise here, but yeah, it was got
another one.
No, yeah, it was a noble move though. All right, we're getting to the end here. Episode 8, Follow Me, My Friend, to Glory at the End. This one's just the end of the road is all the description is for this one. Yep. This is where we see, Rio and Alice are, they're the ones that are actually mourning the loss of the Leia. Meanwhile, or Rio and Alice, not Rio. It's Jen and Billy are the ones mourning, and Rio.
Rio takes
Alice. The first sequence we see is Rio, literally taking Alice to wherever death, I should say, at this point is taking
the great away. Beyond.
Yes, and so Jen and Billy they're actually upset about this clearly, and Agatha's out. Trying to make a deal with Rio at this point, and she's like, take Billy, and she's like, realizes she can't. He's got to surrender himself,
right?
Because he's basically a stolen kind of soul kind of a thing, like, and
it has nothing to do with him being technically Scarlet Witch's son.
Yeah.
Right. So Agatha ends up kind of promising, that he's going to surrender himself. He'll bring him to the finish line for him to surrender. So shortly after that, Agatha's again pretty pissed, and she ends up, or she's just trying to get to the finish line, right? She ends up tripping on. I guess maybe she wasn't pissed until this point, but she ended up.
You missed one more thing about Rio.
What happened, Mike?
I thought it was pretty cool that how she cut through the lens.
Oh, she rips through the backdrop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and it is a set, but just rips right through it and walks out. Yeah.
How they perceived it is like it's Lady Death. She can basically like cut through reality any way she wants. So she just made it look like it was just a backdrop, which it is, but it's kind of, I was like, that's a neat way to.
It was a cool effect, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So after that, they tripped over. Agatha trips over their shoes once again, and they find out they went in a circle, and they're right back where they started.
Oh, which really pisses her off.
Yeah, she's not
mad,
not happy about that. And then Billy ends up. They talk about how they took their shoes off to respect to the road, to respect the road or whatever. And then Billy ends up saying "screw the road" and puts his damn shoes on, which immediately puts them in body bags in a morgue.
Really creepy science fiction-y looking.
Very industrial stainless steel looking.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's the morgues of the future, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, which so
The
they
embalming room with the drain. Yeah.
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 They wind up waking up and unzipping themselves from these bags, which I don't even know. Like, would you be able to do? Like,
Yeah. If they do they put a little handle on the zipper on the inside of a body bag?
yeah,
Seems
just in
Yeah,
case.
if,
Like,
you're just
just in
inviting
case. Oh
you're just
yeah, actually,
inviting trouble by doing
is
that.
that like having a trunk that you can unlock from the
Right.
inside? Like,
Right. Exactly.
yeah. So they all yeah, wake up in this morgue from their body bags and
I like how Jen is like freaks out when trying to get
freaks
out.
out. And Agatha, she's got these one-liners. She's like, don't interrupt
Yeah,
her
this is
struggle or
her.
whatever. Or,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
this is her struggle. Yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
And I think Agatha makes a comment at that point that I don't know how she recognizes that as her basement somehow, even though it's this industrial looking.
Yeah, she just sees the stairs going up, but figures that because they went down to get to the witch's road,
Mm-hmm.
then somehow they go back up to get to her house, I guess.
Yeah,
Yep.
something like that. She's like, yeah, sort of, right? Like,
Mhm.
and then
Sure.
they quickly, I think Jen is the one that notices the growing lights for plants, I guess, or grow lights, and that's their new timer is this circular timer. When the
Right.
lights go off, it's the next minute or whatever it is, and at some point, Jen starts bringing up how the doctor in Boston is the one that bound her or whatever, or was it that she maybe it wasn't that doctor in Boston or something, and
No, she brought it up, and then Agatha kind of made like a
yeah, she said
like
what what is it? She's like, oh, I just didn't know you were around that area or something, and she's like, she very quickly realized, were you the one that bound me? And she's like, I don't know.
well, she was doing it for what did they, she said notes. I think it's like a back in the day when they called it in currency a certain word.
Hmm. Yeah. So she pretty quickly, well, first off, pulls pulls a chunk of her hair out and binds Agatha's wrists together and starts reciting the unbinding ritual, which ends up basically, you own nothing, or yeah, something along those lines. Just repeats that over and over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And right after that, Jen goes. She just disappears. Boom. She's.
Got her power back, and she's
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She does have her powers before that happens. Yep, we get
Right.
to see a little of that. But now it's down to Agatha and Billy, and Agatha genuinely wants to help Billy with finding Tommy, right? To bring back Tommy, and so
didn't she say something? They have to like there's was it like 120 empty vessels every minute or hour? I don't remember.
100, yeah,
But
exactly. 120 people dying every minute or
Something
something
but
like that.
like
Yeah.
just there, she was trying to help him because it almost sounded like Tommy's kind of like in hex limbo or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Especially when they start doing the meditation, trying to guide
yeah,
his soul to a possible empty vessel.
right.
Right.
Yeah, so they both sit down on the floor and close their eyes, and so he's basically out trying to find an empty vessel, more or less. Which sounds like a sounds like a weird way of describing it. Someone that's dying, but yeah.
Right.
They do. He does reach. He does end up finding this kid that's drowning.
Right.
Based.
Sees the kid floating there with his green and white quicksilver looking shoes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't catch that. Oh wow, nice.
Mhm.
and they also go over like because Billy's like yelling. There's this like knowing that this kid is dying, but no one loves him. No one's
Mhm.
family is out there, and like it's probably for the best to put Tommy in that
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
body.
Right.
Of course.
Right. It's a very good way of saying we found a vessel that can be Tommy, and nobody will miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So they, yeah, it was one of the, so it was a prank, I guess, a prank gone wrong is what they're
Yeah.
what Billy's kind of
But
describing
he's
this
always
as.
this kid's always picked on before he's Tommy.
Hmm.
Right. So, right before, right before this gets completed, they Billy yells out like, "Am I killing this kid?" Right? Like he's concerned if he's the one actually doing it, and it doesn't matter. He goes. he
Hmm.
he presumably mission accomplished here, and we kind of see like a big crack go through in the ground there out to
Right as
potentially.
they like complete the meditation that Agatha and him are doing to get
Right.
Tommy.
Yep. And we're down to just Agatha at this point, and all of a sudden she's taking a piece of hair from a locket and a tear or something, and different.
No. So she takes the hair out, but she finds like a dandelion in the like a little seed dandelion in the locket. So she takes it, puts her little tear just to get water, and puts it in
Oh, that makes
the
sense.
middle of the crack that
In
can
the
make it
dirt where
grow.
the crack is. Yeah.
Because there's a grow light, so it's like, well, something's got to grow here,
Right.
Hmm.
So she's getting all this going, all this together, puts it in the dirt, which it was a little hard to tell what was there at first, but it makes sense of the crack in the ground and everything.
Hmm.
And then gets all that going, and then eventually, and the time's ticking, but we do see eventually she gets this dandelion to grow, and she's screaming, she needs more time, and then eventually is able to get the dandelion to grow, and
the lights start turning back on.
yes, it was very junk 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 like
Mm-hmm.
and very quickly rubble starts falling, and she needs to get the hell out of
I
there.
didn't get why all of a sudden it started just like rubble. Why didn't she just disappear? It was
Yeah.
like she had to go upstairs and get out of there.
Right. Everybody else boinked out of there, and
I guess it kind of gets screwed in the end.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, probably has something to do with it being her time, or
Right.
something like that at this point. But so she's walking up the stairs, and we do see, like, for a split second we see a a green pair of legs also walking up next to her out of the cellar as well, which is just in time to see that Rio is up on the roof and starts what was it? She's probably asking, she needs a body one way or another, right? And
Right.
Yeah, and she starts
And
cackling
Agatha's
again.
like, take Billy.
yeah, and she's well, he's not here to willingly.
And I noticed too, like all like like all the Westview people start. I don't know, like, is this happening again?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, we see. What's his name now?
Herb.
Herb. Yeah, Herb's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Like, yeah. Right.
So, yeah, this is when she starts attacking Agatha from the roof, and eventually we get to see. Trying to remember. So at one point in here, we had the line from Lilia that she makes use of briefly, which is when she.
That was.
I think it's
the
after.
Like where the kitchen sink is coming.
Yeah, exactly. We get the when she calls you a coward, hit the dirt, or whatever. Yeah, but
And
before
Billy shows up.
Right. Yes, Billy does show up. I think right before that, she does notice that it's the fire phase of the moon also, which I guess I don't know if that means that the morgue trial was considered the fire phase. I assume that was the case.
I
But
don't know. I missed that part.
Mhm.
yeah, so like you mentioned, Billy does show up and gonna knocks.
But I like how he shows up because all of a sudden, like, all the lights around them are like bursting, blown up, and all of a sudden, Lady Death just goes flying. And you're like, oh, that's cool. And then Billy comes in his Wiccan outfit. He's now, at that point, I would say he's officially Wiccan.
Yeah, and it's such a I feel like it's such a Marvel thing to do to not like specifically call him out by name right away, like that
Right.
character's name.
They never
but-
do.
Right. Just to keep you guessing or something, or look it up and see what that character is, just to build excitement maybe. But plus we have enough names to remember with Billy in this series as it is. But yeah, Rio does eventually. Well, first thing he does is he says, "Don't take it all, or don't use it all, or whatever," and cast some of that energy on.
Gives Agatha some power.
Which is probably the first time anyone's done this not out of attacking her, right? Like she's taking the power and he's willingly giving it to her. And then
She stopped and gave.
Yes,
like,
she does.
broke the
After
connection.
what felt like what probably literally was longer than what Alice the amount of energy Alice gave her, like it's constant. She's feeling the energy, she's rising up in the air and everything, and that purple energy she's known for, and which is literally why I wore purple tonight, by the way.
Got her purple back.
Yes, she did, and then but at the very end, you can see he's getting very sickly. His eyes are sunken and all this and everything, and she gives him just stops in time, and that's when Rio shows back up, and immediately, she wants them to decide who's gonna go, and then very quickly ends up knocking Billy into this greenhouse. And that's when we get a lot of back and forth with, after they kind of duke it out a little more, Billy must,
Agatha up.
yeah.
And they're like, she's like, can't beat him, and she says something like, I'll like give up, I'll give myself or something. Then that's where Billy gets all of a sudden says it, and then Agatha's like, okay, now she's like basically fulfilled her goal of having Billy give up on his own
Yeah,
will or accord.
there's a lot of back and forth initially. It should be me, and then it ends up, and then Billy's the one that's like, I'll go, and then she's like, yeah, he'll go. She just walks off, and
That was the plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Till he gets in her head and is like, what would Nikki say? Like,
yeah, what would
exactly? Yeah.
Or is this how Nikki died or whatever? Yeah, and then then she immediately turns around and begins kissing Rio, which was
I already can tell is deadly because her face starts getting all these black marks around it.
Yeah,
kiss
of death, and literally, and she quickly falls to the ground and very quickly decays into a beautiful purple flower garden.
Yep. Purple being Agatha's color.
Yep.
Did you notice like her boots at the beginning started curling like in
like the Wicked Witch?
Like,
yeah, that's
totally.
awesome.
I was like, that's so awesome.
Just another reference. So then Billy ends up picking up that locket, and Rio, which we are now seeing the skull-faced version of, tells him he may go.
Which is the cool look version.
It is a cool look, and it's also. I was trying to remember if it was like, was it just in his head that she says this at this point? I mean, it's like a deeper voice, kind of a.
She's
a deeper
probably
voice
just
too.
in her head or in his head, because, I mean, as much as I would love to see the mouth part look like a decayed skull move, probably didn't want to do that. Add more CG that they needed.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
wouldn't even have. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have looked so great.
It would have.
Yeah. So then Billy ends up like a bunch of people around, obviously looking very concerned. He just kind of like goes past them straight to his car, drives home, and then we get his parents there and talking about he's been gone 24 hours, so I guess that's how long it's been. Obviously they've been worried sick. Goes up to his room. He's looking around at all the various objects in there, which seems
very
like
unusual suspects or usual suspects where they figure out that Kobayashi is really Kaiser Soze. He's been
yeah,
or not.
exactly.
It's a verbal Kent is really Kaiser Soze, and he's been reading all the stuff off of the bulletin board behind him.
Right,
Yep.
right. So he sees all these references that seem to pertain exactly to what they just went through on the road, and just ends with "It was me." So our final episode is Maiden, Mother Crone, The Truth of Agatha Harkness, and The Witch's Road. And this is as I mentioned, our second flashback, and we get the entire story. I didn't put a lot of notes here because the whole story of Nicholas Scratch is there's a lot there, but it's basically from birth. We see early on Rio coming there, and it's interesting is Agatha refers to her as my love there, so I guess this was already a previous. So this is like an arrangement from. I assume it's from the beginning.
They were an item from early on. Yeah.
Yeah, they were an item, and Nicholas Scratch. I don't know if she just conjured him into her, or
that's kind of what it sounded like, right?
But she was really happy because he was made by Scratch. He wasn't made.
Oh,
so
as his name implies. It
seems like magic wasn't used,
Yeah.
And then I think Rio shows up right away because she wants to take the baby. Maybe it's not supposed to survive, but
right. And she says she needs give me more time. I need more time, and then all she can provide is
in all essence, Rio or Death was help looking out for Agatha because it would have been worse getting to know this kid and hanging out bonding. Then you're like, oh, I gotta take him. No.
Even more brokenhearted when she has to take him. Yeah.
Right. So they end up. I mean, this whole time Agatha's still killing witches, which I presume is part of the deal she had with Death from the beginning, like taking souls or whatever, right? Like,
or it could be to keep Death off her.
Yeah.
More
right.
Keeping,
keep her own. Right.
Keep
herself safe. Right.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I say is because she was because like she killed her own coven, right? Like, and I wondered if there was some connect, if she knew, if she had this relationship with Death back then, right?
Well, she had a unique power that was able to like suck other witches' power. So in essence, it keeps her young. So she keeps doing that. She stays young, and then Death gets her bodies.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, and I guess Nicholas died before any of that stuff happened. She started doing taking the witch's powers and stuff after.
She did a little at the beginning, but
because the whole time Nicholas is like, why?
Right.
He's like, why do we have to kill witches, Mama, or whatever?
That's right. Yeah, and when we first see him singing the song, that's to coax.
Yep, exactly. And he's
that's their long con.
Of course, the Witch's Road didn't start like that. It was just like innocent kid song that he was making.
Yeah,
up with his mom.
Because they say Windy Road initially. That's how they sing it.
Windy Road. It's not even called the Witch's Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So then they end up going to like pubs and he's singing it there, and they're all
trying to get the witches.
The first time he does that, she doesn't. He kind of runs off so that she doesn't kill, this person or whatever. I think he is trying to spare them initially, and then
he stole, like, the first time you see him as a kid, like grown up kid, he stole like a bell from one lady and ran in, and that was all witches and killed them, and then the next time, then after the refining the song, then it starts turning the Witch's Road, and then he kind of just like, I don't want to do this. Bye.
Right. Yeah, and he keeps learning that song and perfecting it more, and really, I'm assuming that's how the tale even like that song and everything that's how the word grew about the Witches Road in general, right? Is performing the song and builds kind of the tale and everything.
A long con of Agatha Harkness.
Right, because then the like you mentioned, it eventually Nicholas, time catches up and we see Rio kind of in the middle of the night. He gets taken away and by Rio or Death, and she wakes up. Obviously, she's very distraught, and then when she's there, kind of mourning him, we get a witch coming along and asking about if she can show her the way to the Witches Road, and that's where she, on the spot, kind of comes up with this idea, and we see the 5,
She's got to get a coven. We
got to get a coven, and that's where we
Mhm.
get the 5, and then that's where it starts. She initially kind of like pisses him off, right? That's like part of the deal.
Right. Yeah.
Right, right.
She did the same thing in the first or second episode when she's like, "You guys are horrible witches. You guys
Yep.
blah blah." It was all have
Witches
them
Road
hit
doesn't
her.
work because of you guys, and right.
Yeah.
Dip turn.
Right.
And
right.
yeah, so that's then the montage of all the different eras that's pretty neat.
It was pretty cool.
Like,
Yeah.
she killed a lot of witches.
A lot of them. Yeah. Just get them ticked off enough to blast me, as she says in that second episode. Also.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So then consumes all their power, and yeah, every time. So like you mentioned, yeah, all the different. So going through, I don't know what it was, hundreds of years or so, probably, right?
At least probably 200 years worth,
Yeah.
something like that.
And then that's where we wind back up with Billy.
Billy's room.
Yep. As he turns around, we see that Agatha is now a ghost, much like her
Yay.
mother earlier on, and that
All right.
they basically come to the conclusion that he made up he actually made the Witches Road himself.
He made his own hex. That's why I liked how like they're going through the memories and like the whole thing with Agatha, like realizing that as Billy was running down the stairs at that time, all of a sudden this door shows up and it looks like a friggin' hex, like a hex symbol, just like the one in WandaVision. We saw like all these hexagonal,
Hexagonal,
whatever
yeah.
they're called.
Or pentagonal.
All over the place.
Pentagonal. Yeah, now I'm confused about that. What the shape is, because as Brian mentioned, like
well, the one on the floor was a pentagram,
right,
or pentagon, but all the other ones have been hexagons.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was going for that, like almost like didn't want to make it look like a hexagon, but almost made it, because they're like, we don't want to make it like, oh, there's another hex.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So Billy winds up back at the door, seals it up with his powers, and then makes a little memorial for the 3 people that,
Like,
despite
he was first going to, I think he was trying to banish Agatha too, wasn't he? Because he's like looking for his spell book. All of a sudden he finds it, calls it out, and then just starts chanting. She's like, I can't go, I can't face him, or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah. Does put the 3 names on the door, which was nice, because he was very upset that he was the reason that they died in the first place.
Yeah.
He did help Jen though. I mean, Jen got
right, and that was part of it. She said, "Well, we're." Said something about like a net positive or something like that, which isn't math is not right, but yes, Jen.
Right.
Yeah.
Jen is the one that escaped the
I wonder how far she had to crawl out of the dirt, and I'm like, oh, how far did she have to get out? Just crawl out of
no kidding.
a hole.
Just come out clean on the other side. So they then Tommy or Billy and Agatha are off to find Tommy. And that's
where we're probably seeing Wanda or
Vision Quest. Yes.
Yeah.
Vision Quest, if that's what they still call it. But I mean,
it's interesting because that's a very vision focused series, but focusing on
isn't
the
there
white
a comic
vision.
called that?
There was
too.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, very quickly, because I know it's late, let's let's quick rate this thing. Let's bring up the right thing for that. Sorry again if this is loud. Which is even a lamer drum roll than I think Scott played the other day. But Brian, you can do this out of 5 stars. You can do this out of however many, whatever scale
I'll do
you
it out
want.
of 5 as long as I can do a 4.5, which is what I'd give this thing.
Oh, that's pretty
you
good.
look
Yeah.
back you look back at all the other Marvel Plus or the Disney Plus Marvel series, and I can find 1 or 2 things that I didn't like about them. I had a hard time finding something I didn't like about this, but I don't know what it would take for me to give something a perfect 5 out of 5. So
Yeah,
for me,
exactly.
this was a 4.5 out of 5. It's just really strong all the way through.
Right on. Mike?
I'm the same.
Okay.
4 or 5.
You know what? We're going to make this easy math. I think I fully agree with you guys. 4.5 across the board.
Next time we're going to make Shane go first so we can see where his actual mind is at.
Yeah, what was the number he would have said?
Yeah, exactly. Because I know, like, when I say a number, he's going to give me, like, 2 points up or 2 points down from what I said.
Oh, that would be a lot. 2 full. Yeah. No, it's...
Or a point. Like,
it was good, yeah.
Yeah.
This is hard. I do this with an Untapped beer app. Like I don't know. I look back and I give different ratings. It's hard. Ratings are hard.
Ratings are hard.
Yeah, but we know this was a good series overall. We can all agree on that. Well, thanks so much, Brian. This was awesome, and apologies.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Try to get through it as fast as we could.
Oh no, just fine. I set aside the night for this, so that's totally fine.
Thank you so much. What?
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. What? Is there anything in particular you want to tell the listeners about?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting close to the end of the year for Coverville, so it's time for a bunch of regular episodes that I do every year. Big Beatles episode, always on Thanksgiving, and then the last 2 episodes of the year are a countdown of the 40 best cover songs released in the year. So, so those are a lot of great shows that you can look forward to in the next couple months.
Awesome.
Yeah,
this is great. I always really appreciate you taking your time out to do this. You're always
my pleasure, man.
Just an awesome guy to talk to and everything. So, and of course, huge Marvel fan.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who else is gonna?
Yeah, I really wonder between you and Mike, you guys, I don't know, you're both super knowledgeable on it, so much better experts than I am, honestly. But I usually
watch Marvel like shows and movies like a few times.
Yeah, just to catch everything for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, thanks again. Thank you, Mike. That'll about do it for this evening. Hey, if you want to write in, if you have any questions or comments, feedback, disnerdsplus@gmail.com is the place to go. Disnerdsplus.com. Eventually, I will update that website. Have to say it every time. We're still recording. It's pretty much doing monthly, bi-monthly. 7:30 p.m. Central, Thursdays at twitch.tv/ShaveMaddox. You can find me, you can find Mike at Cool as a Cucumber. You can find me at Shave Maddox. You can find Brian at Coverville pretty much everywhere, I think.
Pretty much everywhere. I lock that name down every time there's not a lot of demand to fight for it. So
yeah,
it's
fair enough.
Easy for me to grab it when I do.
Right on. All right. Thanks so much. And until next time, see ya on the Witch's Road, I guess.
Ooh, nice.
Bye-bye. All right.
Trying to kill my ears or what?
Yeah, great. One last stab.
Right?
Forgot to stop the song before I did that. Sorry about that.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
this was fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Next one is Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Whew.
God damn, not again. I swear
Awesome.
he likes Star Wars and Marvel, but he's like the last one to watch any of the shows.
Yes.
It's funny, yeah.
Time consuming, yeah.
But you host a show about it, man.
I know. Trying to get better about that, but
Sure.
all right. Well, we won't keep you any longer, Brian.
No worries at all. Have a good night, guys. Let me know when this posts.
All right.
Shoot me a link and I'll share it around.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Cool.
Have a good
Thanks,
night.
Bye. You bet.
Bye.
Yeah. All right. On that note, I'm out too because it's close to my bedtime now.
Yep. Fair enough. All right. We'll catch you later.
Catch you later. See ya.
Bye. I'm going to go ahead and post this right away. I think. That's weird looking. All right. Thanks, everybody. We shall see you on the flip side. Thanks for watching, everyone. KT Data, of course, Coverville, 9 to 12. Thanks so much for hanging out. I think I saw Herschel maybe in here as well. Take care. Be good. Stay safe. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Gotta play the song one more time. I know it's super lame and boring and repetitive, but here it is once more. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye-bye.